Karel, teraz Willis. Cześć. I thought that new Panigale V2 will not be that exciting, but the problem was I was just too slow. I think this is one of the hardest press launches I ever attended because I'm on the Ducati, and every time when I'm on the Ducati Panigale, I think I don't know which one press launch with Panigale is this for me, but I think it was till the times from 1299 and V4 and previous V2, etc., etc. And every time, as I said, you jump on the Panigale, you hit the throttle, and suddenly your butt makes it like whoop, nothing will go out. And this time you suddenly ride this Ducati and you go faster and faster and you become loose. So my first thought was, is it a real Panigale? If that bike were, if its name would be like a Super Sport, the Super Sport we knew, the bike which no one bought, but it was really good, I think everyone would be delighted, and the name would fit because this bike will compete in Super Sport series, and at last Ducati will be able to improve their engine, not to close the throttle. It was like 74% they could open the throttle. So in the end, this bike in Super Sport option will have more or less the same power as previous V2 and will be lighter, and Ducati will be able to improve. It has 120 horsepower right now, plus 5 with Terminioni, and then they will build the engine, so in the end they could compete like in the Ducati way. So to make it easy, it's like one step back to make 2 steps forward, and it can sound like marketing talk from Ducati, but it isn't. It makes a lot of sense, but it didn't at the beginning of the day. I'm in the Sevilla racetrack. This is a brand new racetrack, and the first sessions were like, I was like, oh, what a cool Yamaha R7 it is. And the problem was not in the bike, the problem was in me, because this racetrack is really tricky. The first sections are crazy fast. You have to be brave. You have to, you need to know the perfect lines. Multiple blind corners. In the end, it's super technical, so it was so confusing to do it properly. And if you cannot ride fast, suddenly you jump on the bike like this, and there is not so much power. You exit on the straight, and you hit the gas, and blah, blah, nothing happens. Then you're slow in the corners, and with 1000cc bike, even if you are slow in the corners, hit the gas and something happens. Traction control kicks in, and there's a wheelie, and you think, oh, I'm so fast, I'm so aggressive, and this is why I paid so much money for this bike and for these tires to ruin them. But with 600s and with Super Sport, let's call it like with Super Sports, if you're not fast, there will not be so much things happening. So the bike, from my perspective, will be perfect for beginners, let's say, who will have like the first touch with the racetrack, with first touch with the sporty ride, because they have plenty of torque, the engine is perfectly smooth, but the smoothness maybe not kills the character, it doesn't give the character. With all the Panigales, it was every time you hit the throttle, it was like, oh, what just happened, what just happened? Here, you could compare it to 600, 4-cylinder 600. The feeling was that with 600s, with the previous Super Sports, it was like on the gas, it was like nothing, 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 something, and you have to be in this something sweet spot to ride fast. Here, you have like something, 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 nothing in the end. I regret that we were not able to try Terminioni exhaust. But within a few months I will test the Super Sport version from AF Motors Racing, so that will give me like another perspective. However, when you look at the bike, and this is the most important thing, like the bike is Ducati. You look at the chassis, amount of hours or knowledge which was put into the chassis, like this small frame, this engine, which is completely new. You can read plenty of articles about that for sure on the web. And you look at it, it's like, yeah, this is Ducati. It's not like rebuilt naked bike or some project made with the shortcut. No, it's like brilliant piece of engineering. And when I started to know the track, when I started to ride a little bit faster, I started to get it. You know, all these lightness things, because the bike is 70 kilos less than previous Panigale V2. And when I started to hit the corners really fast, it started to be alive, you know. I did 154 here in Sevilla. Alessandro Valia showed us the lap 150 flat, and he said, yeah, the 47 is possible, but it will be quite tricky. So even with 54, which was on my level pretty fast, there was any situation through all the day when I lost the front, lost the rear, when it was tricky, when I overshoot. Even when I overshoot the braking point, I was still able to turn the bike and be on the safe side of the track. So that was amazing. Even if I pushed on my level, I wasn't on the limit of the control. I could feel the bike is way more capable for what I'm doing, and it wasn't slow at many points today. Brakes are great, electronics are useless with this amount of grip. All the settings were on level 111, wheelie control of course off, and I didn't see traction control. I don't think it had to work with the Pirelli slick tires. But I was pretty pleased that they were brave enough to put the slick tires, and the chassis just took it, you know. Sometimes when you put the slick tires on the road chassis, on the road suspension, you can make it worse than on the road tires, because there's like too much grip, you have like a lot of movement from the suspension, etc. Here, nothing. The tuning of the shocks, of the setting was on point. Everything was made only by clicks and preload, and the bike was like on the last session, which was the best one, because it was just for fun. I switched off thinking and I was like pulling wheelies. Suddenly Alessandro passed me, so I went after him, and this is where I cut the second from my lap time, because previously I did 155, I think. And when I started to flow, to build up the speed into the corners, I started to feel how the chassis worked. Like you hit the gas in the apex, and you feel how the bike turned a little bit. It wasn't like a slide, you know. You just feel that it gripped with the back and turned the bike, and off it went. Still, the power wasn't crazy, but I think if we took this bike on the streets, on the road, suddenly it would be so powerful and too fast for road use, that using the bike on the track is like a different league completely. However, then you go out of the corner on the second gear, you pull up the wheelie, you hit third, fourth, fifth, and you just cruise. I could do this like forever. It was so easy, so nice. There was like only drawback with the quick shifter between second and third, like the sensor was a little bit maybe too sensitive. Oh, influencer stuff. Yeah. Maybe it was a little bit too sensitive, but that was the same case with Multistrada V2, and I think it's gonna be fixed when the bike is gonna be released for the public. What will not be fixed, I think, but has to be the work has to be done, is the plastic fitment. It has accessory clip-ons here. You can see if you want to put lower clip-ons, you have to put this part. Thank God you don't need to change the triple clamp, but look, it's different material here now and there, so this is not so good. Also the cables here, cables there, and this, what's that? okay, this is like a sport motorbike. This is not the most important thing in the world, but this Ducati is going to be quite expensive, and it just, from my perspective, it's not allowed. They have to be perfect. It feels for me that the bike was perfectly made by engineers, technicians, test riders, etc., etc., and the guys responsible for the plastics, for fitment, they just like whatever. But overall, the bike is really nice. It looks good. The sound from stock exhaust is, yeah, it's Euro 5 plus. It's quite rubbish. But from Terminioni it was fine. But look at it. The most impressive thing about this bike is how it looks without any fairings. Look at this frame. How crazy is that? This is just incredible. How this little piece of aluminium can handle all this stress. Of course, the part of it is the engine. But when you look at this machine like that, you see, yeah, this is proper Ducati. This is proper Panigale. So it will be easier for me when I will try the super sport version, like the race spec bike. Chase Donovan, this is the most pretty Donovan Fury you will know, the bike show. Yeah, the most beautiful Donovan Fury I know. This is interesting stuff. You can recognize the numbers. These are the bikes which will be the training bikes of Marc Marquez and Pecco Bagnaia. They will be shipped to them just after this event, when they will come back from test from Buriram. And as you can see, they are completely stock. I believe they will change the master cylinder for the one they like. It's funny because there is no race pads for it still. So this is stock. You can see there's no headlamp. But this is gonna work. I would love to try one of these. I would love to try the one which will be like track day built. It doesn't have to be like a super sport with rebuilt engine. Track day built, which will be lighter, even more pointy, and maybe punchy. To sum this up, I think this bike will be perfect for two categories. The one will be Pecco Bagnaia, Marc Marquez, and all the racers who compete on Ducatis. This bike on the short go-kart tracks, because most of the riders, they use 600s or big bikes on the go-kart tracks to train, and this will be an incredible machine for sure, 100%, because how fast it is from corner to corner, how confident this bike is when it comes to the grip, etc. It's incredible. Second group are the beginners who don't know how to ride, and this smooth torquey engine, which for me was quite, let's say, not so exciting, for beginners will be perfect, because it's not like 600 that you have to rev it. It will be just like hit the gas, go, hit the gas, go. There will be a problem with the guys in the middle, like I am like fast amateur, let's say, maybe on the faster side, whatever, that you will need to focus and learn how to use it properly to gain all the advantages it can give you, like to use this chassis, to use this grip, to use everything which this bike gives you without using this 200, 150, 170, 180 horsepower which you usually get. Okay, tell in the comment what do you think about the bike, about the video, about the review. And the best option will be if you would try the bike by yourself from the dealership, and write the comment down below on this channel about your experience, your opinion, your feedback about new Panigale V2. That would be the coolest thing I could get in the comments section. Thanks.